Yes, is this thing on? Hello? Mr. Droid, are you working? This is like trying to remember my EHR password. I have no idea how this works. Let's see if we're live. I see 2 Padawans have joined me. It's Force Friday, snitches. I'm not even fooling around. Not only is it Force Friday, it's Doctor's Day. And I will tell you, Doctor's Day is like any other freaking day. It's complete. We're just devalued every day. It's not like it's any different. It's just this, today they'll bring us a muffin and they'll say, oh, thank you. Happy Doctor's Day. Oh, you still have to do all the same crap. All the Preskanian H-caps and all the click, 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 click. But we're going to celebrate all that you do in terms of click, 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 click. So welcome. Bring your thunderous noise to the comments section and I will answer. Let's see what we have here. All right. Anybody? Oh, I'm the real Lord Vader, LOL, says Andrew Villa. Oh, you think so, Andrew? So, do you understand that it is a crime on 12 systems to impersonate a Sith Lord? Just understand that. Okay, first of all, everybody should know this. I'm in my Sunday best. Why? Because it's Doctor's Day. And on Doctor's Day, Vader gets dressed up like a doctor who is working on weekends and is wearing a sweater with a dad shirt underneath. Because, as you know, I am a father. I didn't know it for years and years. Until Luke and Leia sprung that ish on me out of the blue. They're like, Force powers, oh, you're my daddy. And I'm like, prove it. Get a paternity test. Go ask Jar Jar to spit in the thing. I bet he's your dad. You've got a 70% likelihood of Jar Jar being your dad, kids. Because that's how you're very dysmorphic. Anyways, let's read some comments. My midichlorians are inflamed, says Dexter Augustus May. I don't think you understand what midichlorians are, all right? They're basically mitochondria, but they team with force energy. They cannot be inflamed because inflammation requires the presence of white blood cells to attack something, and they are not going to attack your midichlorians because those are intracellular. So they are therefore not inflamed. So until you understand the basic tenets of Inflammation 101, don't come with that junk in my scene, bro. Okay? A little bit upset. It's Friday. I've had a long week. It's Doctor's Day, bitches. Understand that. Let's see. You need to play the Black Dark Lord guitar. You haven't earned it, okay? Sally Ann, if that's really your name. And believe me, I have my doubts. You have no right to hear the sweet harmonious sounds of the dark side unless you've earned it. And I have no evidence that you've earned it. And I'm an evidence-based Sith Lord. Understand that fact. Why are you on Mustafar? Thought you hated that place, Preston Stewart. You know it's a love-hate. It's like your hometown. Like you grow up in Tatooine, say. And you effing hate it because if there's a bright spot to the center of the galaxy, that is the place it is farthest from. However, roots run deep, okay? Family is there. I murdered Uncle Owen on Tatooine, all right? So you can understand why Tatooine might have some significance. However, Mustafar is where Obi-Wan, should I say Obi-Gyne Kenobi, because he subsequently matched into gynecology after a bit of a scramble, wasn't the sharpest chap. Also was a foreign medical graduate, you could tell by the accent. Not that I'm judging. He matched into Obi-Gyne. Before that, sliced off several of my limbs. So I have a bit of a PTSD around Mustafar. My therapist basically told me, go back to where the pain is and own it. And so I bought Mustafar with a lot of Imperial credits that I built up over the years by being a faithful servant to the Emperor. So that's why I'm live out of Mustafar, volcanic moon of Mustafar, because healing, right? All right, more of this nonsense. Let's see. Bilateral BKA via lightsaber, Curtis Vasseur Jr. That's what happened. And this is the best part, okay? It really chaps my burnt hide. He billed for it. He used an ICD-10 code to bill for the BKAs and the arm amputation. And OB-GYN got paid to basically mutilate me. I would say it was a wrong side surgery, except both sides were the wrong side. You know what I mean? I didn't want that. I didn't consent. Nowhere did I sign a thing saying there is a possible risk of bilateral below-the-knee amputations. No, I didn't. It's not fair. It's not legal. And it's not cool. That's the worst. It's not cool, bro. OB-GYN, it's not how I would roll. I would have just sliced you in half. What did you do for nurses on Nurses Day? Chris Quinn. There's a Nurses Day? Next comment. What about my eosinophilic esophagitis? Angela Matisco. Well, what about it? Am I your doctor? No. Are you asking me for medical advice? Look at me. Am I in any position to give internet medical advice? Go to Mercola.com, okay, and smoke whatever he's selling, because it's obvious quackery. But you know what? Brocola is my man, okay? If he's going to sell you a grounding mat for $100, then, he's down with the sickness, which I'm all about. No idea what we're talking about. They had the high ground, James Ferguson. No one had the high ground, damn it. Let's let that go. Hi, you must come to Mexican hospitals. Marcos Andrade. So speaking of Tatooine, there are many hospitals on Tatooine. They're outer rim, which means we get those, transfers that are like, it's the weekend and I want to play golf, so we're going to transfer to Coruscant for a higher level of care, a.k.a. doctors who show up on the weekends, and a fully staffed hospital. It ain't easy, okay? It's not easy. You accept those transfers with a heavy heart, mostly made of black obsidian, because did I mention OB-GYN burned the F out of me on Mustafar, where I'm broadcasting from now because I'm trying to heal? Comments. Red Bull and vodka or Long Island iced tea after a hard day? Paul Previch. Now you're talking, Paul. A hard day for me is pretty much every day, FYI. And so whether it's vodka, whether it's... I'm going to be quite frank with you. Captain Morgan. I love the captain. And let's just say, every weekend, against medical advice, I walk the plank into Drunky Drunk Town. And I'll tell you why, because I am pretty stressed during the week. So, I don't drink all week. But on the weekends, I walk the plank into Happy Town using my friendly pirate, Captain Morgan. Anything wrong with that, people? Are you judging me? Okay? 'Cause don't. That's all I'm saying. I've already been a member of AA, Ascites Anonymous, because I have severe ascites from my injuries. And nothing. Let's stop talking about it because it's beginning to upset me. Next comment. I hooked up with Darth Talon and she force choked my boner and now it's Nick Janowski? Really? You're going to have me read that? This is a family show. The little younglings that I haven't murdered in the temple yet, they can watch. Are you really going to talk about your boner on this show? Give me a break, buddy. What else did you say? And now it burns like the fires of Mustafar when I pee. What should I do? It's bent, so when I urinate, it's like a drinking fountain. Nick Janowski, there are many things wrong with you, and very little right. And I think that's what I like about you, bro, because you keep it real. You're not afraid to come when 867 people are watching and say, you know what? I have a bit of the Peyronie's. After a traumatic injury, a little bit of the boop, boop. And when I pee, it goes in my facey, like a little personal, shower that is the color gold. I'm going to change the subject now because I am even disgusted, which is hard to do. All right, more comments. Maybe you should go into home care, get out of the hospital. Jerry Morigerato. Listen, Morigerato, if that's really your name. Home care, okay, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than home care. You have to go into these people's houses. Half the time they have guns, or worse, Cats. I don't want to say too much except to say that I have one phobia in the world. It isn't the light side, it isn't a lightsaber, it isn't Starkiller Base, it isn't my emo grandson, Kylo RN. It's cats. Terrified of them. It's the smell. You know, there's something gamey about the way they smell and how they do that thing with the paws. It throws me into an immediate funk. So no, I won't go into people's homes unless it's to destroy them. Understood? All right, more comments. Say my name, not to be confused with your daughter. Lei Nieuwenhuis Cook. Oh, Lei. You know, I didn't know Leia was my daughter. For some time. I had her on the bridge of the Death Star. And it's going to sound creepy. But I thought she was kind of hot. It was the pigtails. Imagine my surprise when I found out, whoops, this is a problem. Because there may have been some meditation egg action in Fantasyland. And I had to undo all that. I had to have my memory scrubbed like a droid because it was, oh my gosh. Imagine, oh dear. This is why you need to, okay. If you are a sperm donor and you're spilling your seed across the galaxy and there's some weird genetic thing, some Darwinian thing where you're like, you know what? If I donate sperm, I'm the most evolutionarily successful person in the world. Well, here's the downside. You could end up, you know, boop, 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 with your daughter or your son and not know it. That's creepy AF. You know, you have the conversation over dinner. You know, I don't normally date someone so young, but here we are. You know, I think we have a lot in common. She's like, oh yeah, we have a lot in common. Plenty in common. It's strange how much in common we have. In fact, you look a lot like me, strangely, mixed with my mother, who of course you don't know. You know, you don't know who she is, and you're having dinner, and you're starting to think, could I be in love with this person? She's got everything that I want, which is dark side midichlorians, you know, an amputated hand, the whole thing. And then, you know, one thing leads to another. The next thing you know, you've done some genetic testing because you have a child with 4 Sarlacc tentacles. And by then, you know, the thing's out of the bag. What were we talking about? What's the next comment? It's Doctor's Day, bitches. Enjoy yourself. Seriously, why can't all doctors be like you, Brittany Coiner? Because that would require a clone army of me. And the last time I checked, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? I'm too perfect to be cloned. It would break the cloning machine. They'd be like, oh, we've cloned perfection. There can't be 2. And it's like the Highlander. There can be only 1. This guy right here. Okay, I'm about to sneeze. In this helmet. Oh, God, why? Oh, I think I just aspirated mucus. Ugh, this thing is not designed to expectorate in. Oh, God. More comments. Keith King, are you a real doctor or just a chiropractor? There are several things wrong with that statement, Keith King, if that is really your name. Number 1, chiropractors are not doctors. Number 2, I am not a chiropractor. Number 3, quit dissing chiropractors, bro. You know that sneeze I just did? Who do you think's gonna fix my neck from the vertebrae I just misaligned? They're just gonna... What were we talking about? Next comment. Hey, Doc, what do you usually do with cysts? Bob Howard. I bullseye them in my T16, like the Womp Rats. 2 meters. Easy bullseye. And then that cyst juice comes out. Oh, I love this. So satisfying. Just... And this, it's my favorite thing in the world when you burst a cyst. You drain and just... And then you build that 9921 whatever code for the cyst drainage without complications. Oh, so satisfying. More comments. Please don't go to the ER just for this. Fidel Cabrera, you mean my nose, my neck pain? Why go to the ER when I can go to the quackopractor? It's acid from the volcano that's making you stuffy, Preston Stewart. I am allergic to sulfur. I'm not going to lie. Which is why sometimes when I, pass gas, I start sneezing and break out into hives. Yes, I still pass gas, people. I am still 10% human, all right? What? Where are we? I think he said Siths, not cysts, says Ryan Johnson. I know what he said, okay, buddy? I read it, so don't try to be punny with me. The last person who tried to be punny with me, Admiral Veers, got a bit of a punny force choking on the bridge of the frickin' Star Destroyer, right? Know yourself. Do you let sand people die when they turn up for a serious problem? Oh, Ryan. Listen, okay, I took an oath. Above all, do harm. If a sand person shows up, I kill them. If a human shows up, I kill them. If Jar Jar shows up, I torture him slowly and then kill him. So I'm very consistent in my approach. I took an oath. Next comment. Our flight nurse is part of the Dark Force, Jimmy Holt. Well, you tell me. Who do you think's flying those Imperial ambulance TIE fighters? With the little siren on the top, just for good measure. Like all you hear is, but on the top is like, which, by the way, in space, you can't hear it because there's no air. And air conducts sound. Science. Let's see. Veda, we talked about that. How do you feel about sand, Mike Luna? Let me see. Let me just look you up, Mike Luna. Oh, that's where you live, Mike Luna. Oh, that was foolish of you to put your personal address within your Facebook. Because now that you've mentioned sand, which I understand is common knowledge, many people know that I freaking hate it, I will find you. And we'll see what happens. It's not a threat. It's just, consider it a best friend promise. Hate sand. Can't stand it. Gets everywhere. Pokey. Smells like cabbage. Is it okay to kill an anti-vaxxer if you cannot, and if not, can you bail me out? Libby Roy. Libby. Murder is too good for anti-vaxxers. Why would you do that? First of all, it's a crime on 12 systems. Second of all, doesn't do the world any good. More fun to let them live and be stupid, because then you can make fun of them. And that, to me, is 70% of the battle, is the sport of that whole thing. Sound does not move through space. It travels in waves, just like light. Christopher Crowder. Oh, Christopher. Thank you so much for your science lesson. None of us here understood that science. Thank you for filling us in. Are you a 12-year-old boy? Is that what you are? That to teach us about sound? Because we deeply appreciate all the science that you are dropping. Actually, you're spot on. Thank you, Chris, for that clarification. Who would win? Okay, wait a minute now. Totally just got my girlfriend to love your videos, Doc Taylor Harris. Oh, well then I just totally, stole your girlfriend, bro, because who wouldn't want this? Okay? 90% burned. This much unburned. And I'm not saying where it is, babies, but just let that perspective sink in. Okay? Where are we? Goodness me. Oh. Is it okay to eat the kids' Easter candy now when the kids are teenagers? Cedric LeJerk. You know what, Cedric? You live up to your last name, which is French. for the jerk. I don't need to say anymore. What do you think about medical billers, Cassie Roper? Roper. How do you say that? Roper? Like Mr. Roper? Do you guys remember Mr. Roper from Three's Company? He would turn away from the camera and he would make this face like, And of course, with my extremely expressive facial features, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He'd say, Jack, you're gay? And he'd make that face and he'd be, Veda, what antidepressant are you on, Pat Marshall? Pat, what antidepressant you got? I will pop those pills like they were Pez. I have a Darth Vader Pez dispenser that serves me up my antidepressants on the Q daily. You know what I'm saying, people? It's what I do. Can you play some Slayer on that Ibanez, Patrick McLean? Slayer is for fools. I stick with Metallica, Iron Maiden. You know what I'm saying? Because Maiden is Dark Side for life. 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was sworn to be unleashed. Torches blazed and sacred chants were phrased. It's Force Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourself. Okay. Are you smearing Wookiee blood on your door for Passover, Chris Rod? Chris Rod, Passover passed me over, okay? I'm a lapsed Jew. So, you know, I'm just as atheist as other Jews. I just am no longer Jewish. So, you know, me and Jews have the same thing in common. We don't believe in God. It's very simple. So happy Passover. And I smear Jar Jar's blood on pretty much everything because it's a weird thing that I do, you know. This much unburned. All right, guys. I think Force Friday is officially defunct. We've wallowed in the dark side gutter for long enough. There's nothing I can say that's good anymore. Happy Doctor's Day to everybody. Tell your friends, I guess, to follow this nonsense and hit the share thing. And what the hell, man? I'm out. Whatever.